The budget is mixed bag, and I think to sum up what the situation is, listening to both John and the other John, the Deputy Minister, if you look at paragraph 321 on page 75 of the budget, and I will read that, Mr. Speaker, to sum up, so this is after the government had given all the revenue expenditure projects, it says that government wishes to reiterate that we are in challenging times, and I'll highlight that, which require radical measures. So let us all embrace these new policies to enable government to address, and I quote another one, the fundamental issues affecting the economy to ensure that our nation continues to maintain, its position as the black star of the continent. I think for me, that practically sums up where we are as a country, that even the government acknowledges quite clearly, and this is not me saying it, that things are challenging, and both the impact of the pandemic, but before that, because I have appeared on your platform a couple of times that I highlighted that the challenges that we're having with this economy predate COVID to an extent. So some of the debt issues, some of the, the fiscal issues, revenue underperformance, effectiveness of spending, all of those things have still largely not been significantly addressed, but of course, COVID to an extent then compounded it. So from where I sit, if I pick this statement in paragraph 321, and then you ask yourself, what are the fundamental issues affecting the economy, and to what extent does the budget then address it? I have about 6 things that I quickly highlight. One is the issue of weak diversification, and many of us on this platform would agree that the economy is still reliant on practically 3 primary commodities: oil, gold, and cocoa. Number 2, we have some economic growth, but there's no jobs, or there are no quality jobs, so significant underemployment and unemployment. Number 3, we have low productivity, and this is basically a function also of the structure of the economy, which is largely informal. So 80 to 90% of our employment or the workforce comes from this informal sector, and by some estimates, almost 40% of output, so GDP, comes from the informal sector as well. Number 4, we've got high debt, which is where the government persistently has been struggling to balance the books. And so you then need to see some aggressive fiscal consolidation or trying to basically ensure that you don't find yourself in a debt trap. Number 5, it's still the same taxpayers, so the same quote unquote formal sectors of people who are paying taxes, and in this case, even the e-levy, probably being asked to pay more. And then number 6, the problem also is that there seems to be over the years a lot of emphasis on revenue generation, but very little on the expenditure side of the equation to show us where these monies are being utilized, how they are being spent, and the productive and allocative efficiencies, as we economists like to put it, in that respect. So this is how I look at the 2022 budget in the light of these fundamental issues that I have highlighted here. And you see some attempts to address some, others too, you see that there's a lot that needs to be done in that regard. But the point really is that we're not in ordinary times, and the government itself quite clearly states that we're in challenging times.